come on. Usually around this time of year, I like to do a video about the best products that I reviewed the year prior. This time though, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna talk about the products that were great that I didn't review. Welcome, I'm Murawski, and this is the channel that helps you own better, look better, and live better. Now, some of these products were gifts, some of them I bought, but either way, I have 4 things for you that I haven't spoken much about, but I really, really love. And I just thought it'd be a good way to talk about the things that I actually use and, things that you might like, even though they don't have their own dedicated video. The first I'm gonna talk about is actually this. I got this in September, and this is something that was a gift. This is from Diresta, and you can buy these on his website, and they're just called the Ice Pick. And I didn't realize how handy these things would be. This originally, I guess he had designed to unclog glue bottles, but I have found that this is one of the most handy things you can have in your, I like to wear like a tool apron when I'm working around the house, and it allows me just to keep everything in there. I don't mind wiping my hands on it after they're, dirty or wet or anything like that. And this is something that I cannot believe how much I have used it. I used it the other day to open up tubes of caulking. I've used it to mark things because, it's sharp, you can make a mark with it. Having a sharp yet simple tool like this is brilliant, and I'm so glad that he makes them because, number one, it reminds me of that cool time when we made that video together. If you haven't seen that, it's called Things I Wish My Father Taught Me. I'm really proud of it, and he gave me one of these as a gift. So, and I've been using it a lot ever since. I try to keep it clean because if you open up, glue bottles tend to get kind of clogged and gross. So I try to keep it clean, but it's really great. Next up, you knew that I had to have a pair of boots on this list. These are the Wesco Mister Lou. And when I got these, which I think was sometime in maybe spring of last year, 2024, I originally, I started wearing them and I realized very quickly why they hold the place that they do. The Wesco Mister Lou is really the standard to beat when it comes to engineer boots. Now, the reason for that is that they are trim enough around your leg that they don't really get hung up. They don't have that stovepipe thing. So if you like to wear tapered jeans or slimmer cut jeans, that's not a problem. I personally like straight cut jeans, so it's not really an issue, but these are nice. Now, they're just on the bleeding edge of being able to pop them on and take them off. Luckily, though, this is pretty soft and pliable leather. I'll put all the details up here. And so once they break in, and you get that pocket where when you go through the pass through, they call it, and your heel kicks out that backside. Once you get that worn in, they're just very easy. And so now I can put these on and kick them off without a problem. But when I actually buckle them up, I'm secure. And I have worn these things, when I'm gonna go someplace that I know I'm gonna walk a lot, and I've worn them, of course, casually, but these are not something that I'm gonna wear to work. But I gotta tell you, I see now why they're so good. I don't know that I'll ever break these out into a full review, but again, I've never talked about them here on this channel, but they're really, really great. So I get it, Wesco Mister Lou. I think that this is the apex. This is where quality and price meet, because you can still get these for somewhere around $700, which I know is a lot, but there is a lot of leather in engineer boots, and these are just great. I see why my buddy Albert likes these so much. All right, next up is what I'm probably gonna get a little crap for because people are gonna say, oh, what, it's cute little purse. Yeah, okay, all right, but actually what this is, what I like is when you have a bag or a backpack or whatever, I like smaller bags that allow me to keep things divided. I don't really like a whole lot of dividers within the bag. I like to do my own organization. The problem is that if you make a pocket within a bag, automatically if it doesn't fit that thing that you're trying to put in it, it's basically useless. Whereas if I have a little pouch or something like that that I can throw in there, now I can mix and match what I want. That's my preferred way to carry. And I didn't know that I needed this until I got it. Now this is from Big Idea Design, and it's brilliantly simple. All it is basically a little folding thing. I mean, I don't know what you call it, a little folding bag. So I don't know how well you can see this, but it has spots in here, not quite molly webbing, but it has elastic slots in here for a pen or a knife or whatever you want. It has a small little almost protective thing at the bottom in case you want to make sure that the tip of your pen isn't going to get dinged or broken or anything like that. And then there's another bigger spot back here. So you have a couple of different levels of compartmentalization, but This is really great because I can keep all those things that I don't necessarily want to keep in my pocket in this, and then I throw this in my bag and I have everything. So what I mean by that is I could keep a little tiny screwdriver in here. I have one of those multi-tools that has a whole bunch of different bits on it. I have this little guy in here, which is another product that I meant to mention here. I forgot this is called the slide tool or something. And you see right there, it's got like a fork. It's got like a fork on it. I have definitely had to use that fork before because I forgot my utensils at work. So at least I have a way to eat something. But the opposite side of that is a blade. And then inside here, there's like, you could put that around a bolt and you can loosen it up. Then there's, I think it's magnetic on the back. On this side, there's a little flat blade screw. I mean, this is like a multi-tool, but it's the smallest, thinnest multi-tool I've ever seen. I think I did mention this on one of my EDC videos, so that doesn't really count in this video right here, but I love that. Always keep that on me. And then a pen, of course. But I found that this is a good way to compartmentalize all those things that you may need that you don't necessarily want to keep on you. Now, you know, I've seen some of those tool like organizers that you can put on your belt. I think, I forgot, oh, Tale of Knives makes one. I just don't know that I could do that. The whole utility belt thing, it's not really my thing. I like this, so I could throw this, I mean, you could even put this in your pocket if you really wanted to, but for me, I find it's easiest to throw this in my bag and then I don't have to worry about it. Now that it's cold out, I've also taken this and put it inside my jacket so that I have all my stuff there with me. It's just a lot easier too to remember where stuff is if it's all in one thing like this. Now you could put these little Ranger Eye, I think they call them, these little, you know, Velcro things on the outside. I put them there just because they're kind of neat looking, but this whole thing is Velcro. If you want to keep it flat, plain, whatever, you can. If you want to use these and collect them, a lot of people do, you can put those on there. It's just, you know when you get something and you use it way more than you thought you ever would? That's been this little thing right here. To me, it's the perfect size. It carries everything I need. I could really go on and on about this thing, but I'll stop. Now finally is this. This right here is from Meandering Maker, which is a kind of a smaller shop that does, you know, backpacks and all kinds of stuff like that. So they use a lot of wax twill, a lot of wax canvas like this right here. And this basically is just an axe holder. I think that it's, I forgot what the name of it is. I'll put it up on screen here. Something about removable pouch. And what they mean is this guy right here. So you could actually, there's a little pouch on here with a zipper on it that you could keep things in if you need to, but you could also pop that right off if you don't want to keep it on there, and you could probably even swap it out. I wonder if they make a bigger one that you could put on there and, you know, keep either a sharpening stone, or if you wanted to keep, you know, just whatever else you may have that you need to carry with you. Now, look, as much as I love the idea of going through the woods with this on my back, taking down trees, that's not what I use it for. What I actually use it for is just keeping my axe with me and with everything that I need. So I use my axe mostly around the yard, and I took down a couple of trees last year, and this really is not for, this isn't for felling trees, this is for maintenance and stuff like that. So I'm able to keep this thing with me, and it's relatively new, so it's not really broken in too much. I don't have a whole lot of patina on it, but it's been very, very handy. And it's also just like nice to keep your things nice. It's a very simple way of storing this. So basically all it is you just have a little buckle right there, opens up that flap. Then you have your axe inside of it. This right here is a Council Tool axe, one of their woodcraft line, and it's wearing a red nose leather sheath. Unfortunately, red nose leather, they're not making leather sheaths anymore. But back in the day, they made some of the most beautiful sheaths. I love what they did here. So I would certainly include that on this list, but you can't get them anymore. But those are gorgeous. And then you have like a little section here. You could keep a sharpening stone if you wanted to, some paracord, whatever you want. And then of course you have the main compartment. The bottom is closed, and I think this is also meant, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is also designed, if you want to keep a folding saw in it, you could. And I might do that at some point because, you know, if you get like a silky saw or something like that that you could fold to do just like general maintenance, then that's it. On the back side, it's leather. There's thinner leather here, which is a little bit more pliable. And then you have a shoulder strap, which is removable. So if you don't want the shoulder strap, you don't have to use it. I actually take this and I put it around the seat of my tractor so that this kind of rides on the back. And then when I need it, I can take it out and I can use it, and then I could put it back and I know where it is. I only got it this fall, but it's really become one of those things that I almost don't go out into the yard to do maintenance without. It's really good, great design. I don't know if this is an original or if it's something that he modified. Whatever though, I don't care. It works really, really well. So I know that I talk about a lot of products on this channel, but I always thought it was kind of interesting to see what people actually use every single day. And to me, I start gravitating towards the items that are most useful, the most comfortable, the most durable, whatever it is. And towards the end of the year, I start noticing that I'm not wearing or using the stuff that I thought I would. It comes down to like this kind of thing that you use on a daily basis that maybe it's just not big enough or whatever to make a full video about. I really hope that 2025 is your year. I wish you happiness and health, and of course your friends and family. Don't forget that spending time with them is way more important than even the most useful gear. Just so happens all this stuff seems to match too. You notice that? I got a pattern going. Anyway, I'll catch you later.